Welcome to How Big Is It? I'm your host, Brook Johnson. Welcome to my very first show. I'm a big Lego collector and investor, and so I'm making the show for other Lego collectors and investors. I've got you, I've got my set, I've got my shirt. Everything is good. So the set I brought with me today is the Shield Helicarrier. I really love the set. It came out in March of 2015. And when I first ordered this set and opened the box, I thought, holy smokes, this sucker is huge. I'd only seen it online. I had no idea how big this box was going to be. I had no idea how big the set was going to be. Now, why do I care? Well, as a collector, I like really big sets because they look really good. They look cool. They can be intricate. They can be really detailed. As an investor, why do I care? Well, because as an investor, I have to store this set somewhere. So the volume that it takes up affects my storage space as an investor. So when I talk about how big a set is, we're going to be talking about volume, like elephant big, not giraffe big, or Lake Baikal big, not Lake Superior big. We're concerned about the volume that the set takes up. So just how big is this set? Well, for comparison, I brought with me one of the biggest ships in the Star Wars universe, but in micro form. That is the Micro Star Destroyer here. This is in the smallest box that Lego sells. So there you go. This set is 70 times smaller than the Shield Helicarrier. So you could stack 70 of these guys up in the same amount of space that it would take to store one Shield Helicarrier. This is a $10 set. This is a $350 set. There's the range that you can get within Lego sets today. Let me show you one more. This guy is one of my very favorite sets. I love this line of Legos. The Army Builder Stormtrooper Clone Trooper Battle Pack. So these Star Wars Battle Packs are just great because you get lots of guys. When this one came out, it was $10, so it was $250 a guy. Now they're like $15, so it's still like $375 a guy. Still a really good deal for a really nice set to get a whole army of guys. And this set actually got me into this Lego collecting investing mess, but that's a story for another time. 50 times smaller than the Shield Helicarrier. So you can, I mean, have you ever seen 50 of these all in one spot? That's a lot of sets to equal one Shield Helicarrier. So let's look at another one. Here is a Quinjet. Lego loves making Quinjets. There you go. Even though this is a really cool Quinjet, the motorcycle drops out. It comes with vision. It's a really nice set. $80 set. Hopefully you're not paying more than $60 for it. Really nice set, but it's a Quinjet. There are lots and lots of Quinjets, but it matches. The colors match. Look, the little Quinjets match. Cool. It's 4 times smaller than the Shield Helicarrier. So let's look at another one. This set comes in my favorite sized box. This size box is just iconic within the Lego world. This is the size and shape that you get with the biggest playset in any given line. So for Christmas, for your birthday, whatever, you see a box wrapped like this, you shake it, you absolutely know what you're getting. If you're into Star Wars, you know you're getting the Millennium Falcon. If you're into Nexonites, you know you're getting the Volcano Lair. If you're into Batman, well, in Batman they made it tricky because both the Arkham Asylum and the Ultimate Batmobile come in the same size box. But regardless, you know you're getting something great, right? This box is just unmistakable. It takes a whole roll of wrapping paper to wrap up. Slide it in here. You can see now we've gotten to the 23 inches long. So it's just as long as the Shield Helicarrier, but still much shorter. So this one's 120. Some of the ones in this size box go up to 150. 2.5 times smaller than the Shield Helicarrier. Now, of course, Lego knows, right? They know how to get money out of people. So they know that maybe people will be willing to spend more than that on a playset. So, of course, they introduced the exclusive playset, like this guy here, right? Like the Ewok Village. An exclusive playset, $250. Now, exclusive doesn't mean exactly what it used to. It used to be you could only get it from Lego or online. Now these exclusives are filtering into all sorts of places, but still, you get the idea. You're spending $250 on a playset, and you're getting a bigger box, still not quite as tall as the Shield Helicarrier, about as long. So about 2 of these fit into the same size space as a Shield Helicarrier. Right, so there you go. Take a look at all those boxes. Right, but really, when you're spending $250, you're probably more up into the adult fan of Lego range. And of course, Lego tailors sets specifically to the adult fan of Lego. Like this one, the Sydney Opera House. Clearly an adult set, adult themed set. Really, really cool set. One of my favorite sets actually ever. I just love the Sydney Opera House. And you can see it's still in a box a little bit smaller than the Shield Helicarrier, a $320 set. 23 inches long, just a quarter-inch shorter. I'm actually a little disappointed that the Sydney Opera House didn't come in a little bit taller box that fits more its stature within the Lego collecting world. I wish it would have been just a little bit bigger. I know it's just a quarter-inch, but I think it would have looked better in a little bit bigger box. Anyway, here you go. You get the Sydney Opera House, just a little bit smaller than the Shield Helicarrier. So now you have a pretty good idea of the entire range of sets that you can currently get from Lego, from smallest to biggest, from 70 times smaller than this one. That's like CEO pay gap scales, right? So you have $10, $15, $80, $120, $250, $320, $350. It just keeps getting more and more expensive. But let's compare this set to some of the older boxes, maybe boxes that aren't made anymore. So number one, probably the most infamous set in all of Lego would be the Death Star playset. Yes, they do make playsets that cost $400, the Death Star playset. So you can see there it is. It's a little bit taller than the Shield Helicarrier, same length, a little bit skinnier, not quite as big as the Shield Helicarrier. Let's look at one more. This one, the Taj Mahal Classic set. This one came out in a 25-inch long box. See how it's a little bit longer. So in the mid-2000s, a lot of sets came in these extra long boxes. So it's a little bit longer. It's the same height as these ones over here, but a little bit shorter, so still not quite the same size as the Shield Helicarrier box. So I got one more, my biggest box, an old set. It is the Death Star 2, so we'll slide it in here. This came out in 2005, and it is a box that is finally a little bit bigger than the Shield Helicarrier box. It's a really classy box. It has two pieces. It has, all these often have white inner boxes to keep all the pieces contained. A really, really big box from a long time ago. So there you go, just a little bit bigger. Now, you can see this whole range of boxes, and I thought, well, what are the biggest boxes that Lego ever made? Maybe you're thinking the same thing too. So I have a top 10 list for you. What are the top 10 biggest Lego boxes that Lego has ever made? And so I put together a list for you. It doesn't include educational sets, it doesn't include super packs, but it includes any other Lego set that's been in its standard catalog. So can you think about it? What are the top 10 Lego boxes that Lego has ever made? There are a lot of clues out here on the table. I'll give you a few seconds to jot some stuff down and tell me when you're ready to go. All right, are you ready to go? All right, the top 10 biggest Lego boxes that Lego has ever made. All right, number 10 on the list is the Death Star playset. Came out in 2008. It was one of the longest running sets that Lego ever made. I was so excited when I heard that they were making a replacement. I did a couple trials of this show. It's taken about a year to get this show going, to collect some of these sets, to give you some good comparisons. So take a look at one of my trial runs. And there is a new Death Star coming out. I cannot wait. I wonder, how big is it? How big is it going to be? I'm very excited about the new Death Star. I hope it's great. Pretty embarrassing, isn't it? That's right, Lego got our hopes up for a big new giant Death Star, and what did they do? They put out just a replacement. But at least the replacement came in a slightly bigger box. So tied for 9, 8, 7, and 6 are 4 boxes that are all exactly the same size. So number 9 is the Death Star 2017 version. And then we have the Superstar Destroyer, and we have the Ghostbusters Firehouse, and we have the Shield Helicarrier. Now I know you see a little bit of a trend there, that all these new sets all come in the same size, big box. Hopefully that will break a little bit, but if not, it'll make the show really, really boring. But for right now, 4 sets are all tied. 9, 8, 7, and 6 in order on my top 10 list. So that brings us to the last 5, and now we get to some stuff that's real interesting. So we get all to older sets. So remember how I told you we're going with any Lego set that Lego's made in its history. Well, Lego had its dark years just like I had my dark years, just like you had your dark years. And in 1997, Lego thought it would be a really, really good idea to take a Lego guy and a Barbie and mesh them together in just that Lego way to come out with the Scala line of Lego. So in 1997, the Scala line of Lego, and number 5 in biggest boxes ever is the Scala Big Family House. Now, I've done a little researching and I think this set retailed for about $150. The Lego catalogs for back then didn't give prices. I don't actually know when it was released. I don't actually know when it was retired, but I think it was about a $150 set in our number 5 position. Now, number 4 is the holy grail of Lego sets. Some people will say that's the biggest set ever made. Number 4 is the 10179 UCS Millennium Falcon. And it is in the number 4th spot. It is in another 25-inch long box, but it's not the biggest volume box, even though it may be considered the biggest Lego set ever. And I might go out on a limb here, because guess what? Repeat of the Death Star. Rumors of a new, bigger, better, badder Millennium Falcon are coming out. So should I get just as excited as I did and embarrass myself like I did with the Death Star? Well, a lot of people got embarrassed by the Death Star. I wasn't alone. Who knows? And then Lego has to tease this. Take a look at that. That's right. Everyone thinks that is the new Millennium Falcon. And if that's true, it would blow away all these boxes. It would probably be as big as these 3 boxes all put together, approximately. Right? So that'd be huge. But for right now, unreleased, rumor, who really knows? Lego likes to play with us. Just as much as we like to play with Lego. All right, so number 6, the Millennium Falcon, UCS Millennium Falcon. Number 3, a really, really old set from 2002. It's the UCS Imperial Star Destroyer. And then in number 2 position, another really old set from 2005 is the Death Star 2. Now this is one of the things that's really interesting. I go with the online data when I have to. I prefer to have the sets in front of me so I can measure. If you go just by online data, the Star Destroyer is a little bit bigger than the Death Star, but I have both. I took a picture, take a look. According to what I have, Death Star is smaller, or the Death Star is bigger, excuse me, and the Star Destroyer is smaller. So that's where I have it. Star Destroyer number 3, Death Star number 2. All right, how are your lists looking? Probably not much left on your list of biggest boxes ever. So I got one more for you, though. It's kind of a surprise. I bet you would have never expected. It is a castle. Castle is in the biggest box that Lego's ever made. It's a Duplo castle. It's a Duplo black castle. There you go, the Duplo black castle came out in 2008. It is in a crazy big box. It's actually in a box the size of these 2 put together. Now, I'm pretty sure the kid who got that set might have been more interested in climbing inside the box instead of playing with Lego, but there you go. The Duplo Black Castle, currently the biggest box that Lego has ever made. So there's my top 10 list. Pretty cool. I know it may change, so tune in, change, but I do have one thing for you here. It's kind of cool. It's kind of a little bit of a surprise. I'm surprised. I'm excited. That is, here it is, the Duplo Black Castle box. So go ahead and look at it. Look how big it is. It is as big as these 2 boxes put together. It has a nice carrying handle. Comes with a huge dragon. It's a really, really cool set. It makes a giant castle. So there you go. The biggest Lego box that Lego has ever made. Hope you liked the show. I hope you come back again. Until next time, Lego on.